Hi there, this is Mega McGee, and today we're going to be reviewing Spider-Man. Now, my last video, the review on Skyrim, I noticed my audio was a bit crap, to be honest with you. So I got a new microphone today, and hopefully the voice to game ratio will be a bit better, so you can hear us a bit better and hear this lovely Geordie accent. So right, we'll start straight away with we'll go through the opening scene, maybe show you a few of the big combat, you know, things like that, and then I'll load the previous save where I started months ago, but I think I've got 100% in the game pretty much, where I've done everything in that, and you can see sort of end game, a few of the different suits and things like that. So if you're not wanting spoilers, probably best to leave that bit and just watch the initial, and you can sort of get a good idea of what the game's about. Alright? So we'll just wait on this starting up. There we go. And just enjoy the opening scene, and I'll show you what's what. One thing I will say about this game, the graphics are top notch. You know, it's Spider-Man's suit always looks shiny, and actually, it's not the type of game I'd usually buy, to be honest with you. It's I don't really like the sort of cartoony sort of platforming games. Really, I like my RPGs and shooters and things with good story. But actually, this game, it's because usually you find the Spider-Man games and your Batman games, Superman games, and all that kind of things. If they're based on a film, they're usually crap. But this isn't based on the film, it's took stuff from the comics and that, and you've got a lot of the different baddies in the comics all combined into one game. Because I'll not give spoilers, but initially you think maybe you're just dealing with one or two bosses, but then you get to a point in the game and you've got all these bosses to fight, and it's amazing. It really is. It's a really good story, and the way they've told it is it's amazing Spider-Man. And like I say, like there's things that you notice in the game, you know, you think, oh, is that he's going to be him, or you know, and you get really invested in the story actually, and you do feel like Spider-Man in the game, you really do. It's also helpful as well. The combat is really good. It's like a mixture of Arkham and the Mad Max game. But to be honest with you, I think it's better. It's faster paced than what Arkham is. And you feel like Spider-Man, you know, you feel agile, powerful, and it is good. And you end up liking Peter Parker as well. You know, he's a more experienced Spider-Man. He's not like the younger one, like in the minute with the Avengers films and that. You know, he's not young like him. He's an experienced Spider-Man. Right. So you see what I mean? The detail on the suit. I mean, this is in 4K and HDR. Obviously it won't be that, but you can still see the detail on the, you know, it is really good. The only slight thing about that though, that I feel that Spider-Man is more detailed than the world around him, if that makes sense. He stands out a little bit more, but then again the game is about Spider-Man. That's just me being really picky. So here we are, starting straight away here. This is us. And I've got to say, one of the things about this game, when you're swinging about, it is absolutely awesome. It really is. You do feel like Spider-Man. You want to travel this way all the time. It's just, because usually in games, you know, when you're traveling about on horse or in cars like GTA and things like that, it's a bit, you just want to get somewhere. But this actually, it's so fun. And eventually, as you level up, you get different moves you can do while in the air, and you can increase your speed, so you can end up going at a really quick pace, you know. And you can latch yourself there, and you know, boom, you know, you can become really quick, and you also get almost a little bit of satisfaction when you pull off a really good move. And think, oh, I look good there, you know, I look good. Another thing, you can also see if I remember photo mode. So Spidey's in the air there. You can take, I mean, how cool is that, man? You know, you can go about and zoom in, you can get different filters and all sorts, you know. See, selfie mode, which is just great, isn't it? Free mode, lenses, you can see, you can filters. I mean, how cool is that, man? You know, there's been quite a lot of time put into that, you know. So we'll go ahead to our first mission here. This is the intro mission. Show you a little bit of the combat.
Run through the demonstration at least once before the grant committee arrives.
What's happening?
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Dealing with a personal issue. I'll be in soon. Promise.
You have a lot going on in the game as well, actually, to be honest with you, because they do a good. They've made a good balance of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. You've got missions as Peter Parker, in little story bits as Peter himself, and also Mary Jane's in there quite a lot as well. And sometimes you do take control of her for the odd. And there's also, without spoilers, you do play someone else called Miles Morales, I think it is, and you do play him now and then. And him actually, he is Spider-Man as well, but he's a different Spider-Man from. I don't know much about it, but I know he's got different abilities to Spider-Man. But don't worry, I haven't spoiled anything. He's not Spider-Man in this game. But you do take control of him, and you see different viewpoints of the storyline from the other characters. You know, it's a good thing. You know, it gives it a bit of change and a bit of variation, and you feel a bit more invested into the story. So let's see if I remember how to fight in this game. It's been a while since I've played it, completed it, and sort of just left it after that. I've not tried it, and I think they've got at least one expansion out now. I've not tried that yet. See, very Arkham-like with the, and eventually you unlock more abilities where when you're fighting the counter-attack, where the spider sense comes upon its head, it turns blue, and then when you do that against enemies with guns and that, you can do an automatic counter-attack, and
Somebody just shoot him!
it's a combat system that's easy to use but difficult to master, and it can make you trying different, you know, different things, different how you want to fight, you know, change your tactics and all that. And for a lot of the bosses, you do have to use tactics. Actually, you've got to be clever, because Spider-Man, he isn't invincible, and I think that's one of the things that's good about playing this character. You're not a total powerhouse. You're quick, you're powerful, and you've got to use his moves cleverly, you know. And this is me only playing on the, I think it's amazing mode. I've not tried the hardest mode, to be honest with you, but I could imagine it being actually quite difficult if you were to get into it, you know.
Yuri!
And I've got to say, I mean, this part here, the intro bit, is about Fisk, and I've got to say he is one of my favourite enemies in the Marvel universe. I don't know if any of you have seen Daredevil, the Netflix TV series, but I think the guy who plays Fisk in that is just exactly how Fisk should be. He's brilliant, you know. So, and I think, to be honest with you, in this game, the beast in the comics, I know he looks like that and that, but I think in this game he just reminds me of the character in the Netflix series. You know, him personally, he looks like him, you know. It's good, you know.
Yuri, you okay?
If he makes it out of that building, we're gonna lose him.
I'm gonna go,
Do your thing. Yes.
Also, the storyline as well has a good mix of serious and that Spider-Man sort of humor, you know, of him being a bit like a boy and not a man, you know. He's not the manliest of men, is he, Spider-Man, you know, and they've captured that perfectly. I think they really have. So here we are, and the little tutorial. It's handy. It's not you're in the tutorial area. Sorry, you know, you can learn as you're going, and it's handy the way it teaches you. It's not in a boring way where, you know, you've completed the tutorial kind of thing. it's an effective way of showing you the ropes while progressing in the story, you know. And actually, as you go through the story, you unlock different gadgets and things like that, and your combat style will change. But I've got to say, the combat it is really fun. So you see there, you can grab things and whack, and it looks like it's difficult, but it's not. You press L1 and R1, it pretty much aims itself. You've not got to worry about sort of where you're aiming or anything like that in the midst of combat. So yeah, you've also got like a sort of, you can think of it as a super or an ultimate ability there, and you can get different variations of that as well, you know, where you take down. Some of them would be where you take down enemies. Other ones with more, you know, you can get lightning hands, more damage in different circumstances, and you unlock suits. And when you unlock the suits, that's how you unlock the abilities. But they're not restricted to that suit. Once you've unlocked the ability, you can use it on any suit you want. One of my favourite suits, I think it's is it the Black Cat or something like that. That's a cool looking suit. I'll show you that in a minute actually. Once we've went through a bit more of this.
I prefer a more direct approach.
And also the stealth mode in this game, it's really good. You can a lot of the missions you can go in.
Spider-Man, status.
You can go in pure stealth mode if you want, or you can go in, you know, like web slingers blazing.
He's desperate.
Whatever you want it to. Stealth mode doesn't always work because you usually find that the enemies get called in eventually, and anyways, and that. And it's not the most in-depth stealth mode ever, to be honest with you. It's simple and it's easy to use, and you can do it where, it's not hard. It's not hard. It's not the type of game where like, oh, I've been caught again kind of thing. You can do, if you know what you're doing, you can do it really easily, you know. But it is ineffective, and it is quite satisfying taking enemies down in silent mode. Although not as good as
Listen, I gotta go.
not as good as Arkham, because in Arkham you feel like Batman and you feel like you're terrorizing the enemy by taking them down. In this, you don't really feel like that, you know. You sort of feel a bit more, you know, being sneaky, you know, getting these enemies. Yeah, what you know, what the thinking's going on. It's not like Arkham where you feel like you're absolutely terrifying the enemy, you know. It's not like that. Right, so see there, finishers as well. Eventually, you unlock more. You unlock ways to get finishers quicker, and then eventually you can unlock ways where your abilities, once you meet certain criteria, and that if you block counter so many people with guns and stuff, that you can continuously do finishers and stuff. And finishers are great for when you've got a lot of enemies about and you want to get rid of them quick, you know. Right, I think this is as far as I'll show you in the opening scenes. I really don't want to be going to any boss battles and, you know, spoiling that kind of thing, because the first battle, it is really good, you know. It's a good boss battle. So I'll load my other save and we'll go through some of the abilities and whatnot, and you can see what's going on there.
Evidence left.
Right, so we're back on my save here. Level 50 I am. And this is a suit actually I was telling you about. It's a super cool suit. He's even got a little, I don't know if you can see that, he's even got little tiny claws on the end of it, you know. And actually I think that suit is the quest that you've done it with is to do with the new expansion, or one of the expansion. I don't know if we've got more than one yet. I've not checked that out yet. Like I say, it's a while since I've played this. But it is to do with the woman. I'm sure she was called Black Cat. Let's have a look. So here's a couple of the suits that's cool, but I think it just looks pretty weird in the game, to be honest with you. There are a couple of strange looking suits. I do think that looks quite cool, a sort of like metallic Spider-Man, you know. Some of the suits are just plain cool, other ones not so much. They're a bit daft, some of them, to be honest with you. But you know, but that one without a doubt is my favourite. It looks properly cool. So then you get suit powers. You know, that one there, temporary deals massive damage. This one causes spider, but the temporary, that one's a bit crap actually. I find it useless. The one I actually like to use is this one. It's really good for fighting when you fight the big huge guys in that, because you can stun them and it does extra damage, and it's really handy, you know. I've not tried that mode, but I would imagine, especially in the high difficulties, it's a bit hard, that is, you know. Unless if you're really good and really quick and skilled, it would just be easy mode, but otherwise it's a bit risky, isn't it? And then you get suit mods, you know, add little, there's lots of customization in the game, there really is. You've got your gadgets, you can add all sorts of these. You get electrified spider webs, spider drones. They're really cool actually. They are. You can summon a couple of them. Web bombs, trip mines, concussive blasts. I've never actually used that one, to be honest with you. I've always found it a little bit pointless. But that's just my opinion, you know. And skill trees. I love skill trees. I love talent trees. I love abilities. I love the RPG bits in games where you look at a skill tree and you see a massive tree. Not big in this game, but it isn't primarily an RPG, you know. So but it's not bad, you know. There's RPGs with less skill trees than that. And I see skill trees. I'm like, yep, that's one thing I've got to look forward to, you know, unlocking all that. And in this one, actually, you can unlock the whole lot. It's great. And like I say, you've got little collections in here. There's little, you know, like in GTA and things like that, there's little bits you can collect, you know, looking all over the map and things like that. You've got biographies here of all the different characters and stuff. It's a cool little things, right? Yeah, and so there's two. The heist one is the one I wish I was seeing was associated with that suit. I think it's the Black Cat. Yeah, it was Black Cat. It's to do with her, and there's a new one there as well. That's new. And I would definitely, I will be buying these soon, and we'll do an open intro of the DLC, and I'll give you my opinion whether it's worth buying or if it's not. But if it's anything like the main game, then most definitely will be. It's I find this game a refreshing game, if that makes sense. You know, like I said before, I like playing my RPGs and that, and games where they're intensive, like The Witcher and things like that. It's you almost sometimes it's too much, and you need a nice change to where you're going on the game. And you've got this game, and it's easy, it's direct, it's linear, and it's a nice refreshing change. And that's one thing I really like about this game. The combat's good, it keeps you entertained. It's got a good storyline, but at the same time, you can drop it if you want and come back to it days later, and it won't really matter that much. Whereas an RPG, I don't know about you at home, but if I'm in an RPG, I've got to be in it. A single player one, I've got to be in it, and I've got to be on that game continuously until I finished it, you know. So, should you buy this game? Definitely. It's an absolutely cracking game, and it applies to lots of ages as well. You know, I'm 30 years old. I play this game and I think it's great. You could have a 7-year-old, same thing, they think it's great. My 7-year-old plays it. There are parts you can't do because it is hard for a 7-year-old. Some games, the parts where you're chasing helicopters down and things like this, when you're swinging it, he struggles with them bits where you've got to be quick, but I'll just help them. But it's a cracking game for all ages. Good graphics, good storyline, and really good gameplay, and I think they'll have more to come from it, you know. So definitely buy it. That's it for me today, but I should be doing another review next week, but I'll have other videos in the meantime. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. Cheers.